Flooding earlier this week moved a lot around Central Texas. Right now, debris fields can be found on Stillhouse Hollow Lake. Central Texans, along with U.S. Army Corps of Engineers who are in charge of the lake, are working to assess the impact, and that includes looking for cattle that were carried miles away from their home.
It's probably, my guess would be 7 acres worth of debris chalked in that.
Stillhouse Hollow Lake manager John Thibodeau is seeing with his own eyes the impacts of the recent flood.
Really the only sort of impacts we saw is there's 2 main coves on the south side of the lake in which that debris got swept into.
He says the recent rains raised the lake just a foot over the conservation pool, but all that rain brought in a bunch of debris.
If it's natural debris, we tend to leave it in place unless it's blocking an access, a park, or a boat ramp, or something vital.
Tree branches litter 2 of the coves on Stillhouse Hollow Lake. Thibodeau says him and his team are working to get rid of some of what was brought in.
We picked up a few tires, we've picked up a few big totes, some storage barrels, stuff like that. So anything man-made that we find, trash like that, we will try and get it out if we can.
Included amongst the debris are cattle that have been carried possibly miles.
Unfortunately, we did find a few deceased cows in those large debris fields today. There wasn't much we could do. We can't get to the cows.
The Corps is giving the green light to some Central Texans that are working to get the cattle still alive to safety.
Good girl, baby.
We have a large area of land here and water, and so anytime we can all work together, come together to help solve these problems, you know, people looking out for people is a big thing.
As more people head to the water, Thibodeau says the added debris calls for extra caution.
Take your time, slow down. You know, what looks like a little stick above the water can be a giant tree below the surface.
And as you can see, I saw some of those trees deep below the surface today. If you see anything concerning on the lake, you can call the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers office and they will be able to investigate any claims. But if it's an emergency, of course, call 911.